Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagal on the Overpowered channel, commentating over quicker than news solo triple should I say, MOAB that he got the other day. Absolute tank of a player. If you don't know who he is, where have you been for the last 8 months or so, but make sure you go and subscribe to him down below in that description and drop us a like for this Overpowered upload. 2 weeks until Ghosts. This may be the last time you hear from me until then, but I cannot wait for that game. I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but it is mainly CoD kind of related, and what they have done in this game, you know, how I've played it and how I've played Ghosts, and kind of compare them up. So if you had any opinions or any thoughts or anything like that, you want to let us know that you think about Ghosts, be sure to do that in the comment section down below. I will let you know right now that we will only be uploading unsupported gameplay to Overpowered, because we do not want the game to die out again. If we ever run support in Ghosts, it's going to be right towards the end of it, when the game starts really dying out and everything's done, because we don't want support, we know you don't want support, and it just kills the game off. And we want Call of Duty to last. That's what we're passionate about, that's what we play, that's what everyone here in OP does. So yes, let us know what you want to see in Ghost, guys. So what I was thinking to myself, how Call of Duty has changed over the years. Obviously you've got the two developers, you've got Triash, you've got Infinity Ward. They kind of bring out different styles. It's the same game, it's 60 FPS and it is fast paced, but it is a different style. It does feel slightly different. The guns are definitely different, the maps, the layouts, they are different games. And I was thinking that back from COD 4, which is the first game I played properly, I played Call of Duty 3 slightly, but I had no real concept of online gaming. The first real game I got into was Gears of War, which I played for a year, and then on to COD, and I was more of an S&D player back then. But when you was playing COD 4, you had a few complaints, and Juggernaut was the main one in that game. But then when things get worse and you get more into the game, you have more of a passion for them, so you'll either love something more or you'll hate something more. Juggernaut was one thing that was bad at the time, but I didn't care, and it kind of makes me think, if there was Juggernaut in Black Ops 2, would I hate it as much, or would I hate it a lot more because I'm more passionate about getting gameplay, about doing YouTube and all that? And they make the same mistakes in all of the Call of Duties, which is one thing that is really, really annoying. You can go back to COD 4, like I say, and the only real thing that's a problem in that was Juggernaut, and people pick that out because it was the only problem, really. I mean, there was a few glitches where you could get out the map, and obviously it got hacked, which sucks, but the game, the core game itself, was a fairly good game. And then when you move on to say World at War, and that game again was a good game. Juggernaut was more of a problem in that game, and so was gun balancing, because the MP40 was way better than every other gun. All you had to do was put stopping power on that, maybe a bit of cheeky steady aim, and you'd just kill everyone, or you could run Juggernaut on it either, and it was ridiculous. And the snipers weren't really powerful enough, they never cut through Juggernaut, you always had to hit in 2 shots, which I guess if you was a sniper is a problem, but if you're going to run around with Juggernaut, it isn't a problem. So it's a bit mixed up, but like I say, and then you get that problem, and then you move on, and the next game was MW2, which was a great game. It really was. Everyone enjoyed it, and it was awesome. And then it started kind of getting really big, didn't it? It started getting on YouTube. People wanted to start doing gameplays. Things started getting out, so people were watching these tips videos, and then these noob tubes came in. So we didn't have the problem of Juggernaut anymore. Instead, we had these noob tubes, and we will always find something to complain about in all of these games. We just will. But the noob tubes were a huge thing for me, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's because I got more passionate about the game because I wanted to do better at it, or if it's because it was a fundamental problem. You also had the death streaks that they brought in, and they completely ruined the game, them two things. And to me, if MW2 wasn't in them games, it would have been the perfect game. But if they weren't there, would we have missed Juggernaut? And I think when people bitch about these games, is they really don't think about in detail, if something wasn't there, if it is a problem now but then it was gone, would that get rid of the problems, or would it create a newer one? So then you go on to Black Ops, and Black Ops was quite a good game in my opinion, and they did have Last Stand in it, and I didn't like that, and it was annoying. I'm pretty sure it was in it, but I did like that game. It felt balanced to me. I liked that the guns didn't shoot so far, and then they went and moved obviously maps into Black Ops 2 that were in World at War, and they never worked because they didn't suit the guns that were available. And that's again my personal opinion, but I don't think that was right. But that game was fairly balanced. And then we went to then MW3, didn't we? And that was a great game, but they made the same mistakes again. They put 2 things in the game and never nerfed them. They had the terrible death streaks that were the worst thing ever. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, you obviously want to make people a little bit better that are getting used to the game because you want them to keep playing your game and not fed up because they're getting stomped. But at the same time, the people that are passionate about the game don't need that in there. And then, of course, you had Assassin, which was an absolute pain. It was the worst idea ever because there was nothing to counter it. There was no juggernaut. There was no stopping power. There was none of these danger close putters that people were using in MW2, and it's just so overused. And again, moving on to Black Ops 2, Treyarch then went and kind of made the same mistakes as Black Ops 1, but worse. Black Ops 1 didn't have that nuke, it didn't have that thing to go for, and then they did the same again. They didn't give you that thing to aim for, and they concentrated on certain things, but they didn't patch it. And Infinity Ward and Treyarch both did the same thing, where they don't patch the right thing. But again, I'm getting really heated now, but again, if they did patch it, would we just find something else to complain about? Because I think that's just what gamers do. And I'm kind of scared to announce that in Ghosts, Assassin is going to be back, and it is going to be the same problem, and they're going to make the same mistake over again, in my opinion, from what I've played from the game. And that's the real issue. That's the whole point of this commentary. And if you manage to get 6 minutes into it, I salute you. But that is the problem we are going to be faced with if they haven't changed it from the version that I've played. They haven't got death streaks. As far as I know, there isn't Last Stand. There is something like Juggernaut, which is good. The game looks spot on. Other than the KEM strike and the fact that Off the Radar, which is the new Assassin, if that is still as overpowered as it has been, we're going to have the same issues with people getting bored, with people running support, and all that, and the same thing's going to repeat. And if it happens again, I think next year's Call of Duty will be the last one, because people will move on to something different, to something better, to something that isn't the same repeated thing every year. And I would happily play something that's repeated every year, as long as they fixed the problems in it and didn't continue to make the same mistakes. So that is my point of the commentary. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did get this far, I really do appreciate that. If you want to come and check me out all quicker than you, leave us a comment down below, and we will reply to you. We always do, and drop us a like, as always. I hope you enjoy, guys. Take care and peace, people.